Welcome to Daily Bread. As always, this reading is timeless, which means whenever you find this message, or whenever this message finds you, is when you're meant to see it. So please, take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. The energy's already been cleared. Let's get started. Let's start by asking Source, what is the energy we should focus on for this message? Source, what is the energy we should focus on for this message? Source, what is the energy we should focus on for this message? Source, what is the energy we should focus on for this message? Okay. I was usually going for one, but three came out, so we'll take a look at all three. So what I'm seeing is intuition, choices, and emotions. All right. So right off the bat, what I'm seeing is somebody is at a fork in the road in their life, so to speak. So you have some choices in front of you that you need to make that are going to be pretty important, whether that is your next job, whether or not you're getting ready to buy a home or move to a new apartment or move to a different city or move to a different state or country, or whether or not you're thinking about whether or not you're ready to enter the dating game again. And I also see someone who's thinking about whether or not they should pursue a relationship with someone who you both kind of have mutual vibes for, but maybe there are some concerns about, maybe are the two of you really that compatible for the long term? So I see someone who is looking at some choices in front of them. And honestly, some of them aren't all bad. So these are sometimes choices that feel stressful aren't bad choices. Like when you're choosing between multiple job offers, that's a great place to be in, even though it could be stressful. So what I'm seeing also is when we talk about making our choices, yes, we always want to think about what is the logical thing to do. What does it make sense to do for me to provide for myself, to give myself the most economic stability, the most, physical safety and mental safety, and what do I have? What do I have to do? What does it make sense for me to logically do to make choices to increase my wealth in terms of the peace of mind, my time, and my relationships, like those kinds of energies. So what I'm seeing is when you make a choice, you definitely want to rely on that logic. But Source is also telling you have your intuition that you can rely on when you're making choices and your emotions. So what I'm seeing is Source is telling someone to trust yourself more, to trust your intuitive feelings, to trust your emotions, because what I'm seeing is somebody has been through enough milestones that by this point, the skills that you have had to use to get through what you have been through are more than sufficient now to be under your control so that you can use them to make better choices for yourself. And one of the things that what you developed after going through the dark spaces, or the tough and challenging spaces that you've been through in your past, those have really honed like your ability to sense things when your emotions and be in tune with how you're feeling, or understand those intuitive messages that are coming along in your dreams. So let's dig in deeper into the tarot and see what else we see. Source, what else are you trying to tell us about making our choices with our emotions and our intuition? So please take this as it resonates with you. Remember to like if it does, leave a comment, share with someone you care about. Source, what more can you tell us about choices with emotions and intuition? Source, what more can you tell us about choices with emotions and intuition? Sorry, can't drop the whole deck. Pow! It's the whole deck. Everything's in your future. Cool. I'll take those. So I'm going to read these two together, whatever they are. So I'm seeing the 8 of Cups, the Hierophant, and the 2 of Wands. as well as the Ace of Swords. Yep. So, all right. So with this Eight of Cups, I'm seeing somebody who's walking away from something mixed with this Hierophant and this Two of Wands. What you are walking away from, what you've made a decision to walk away from, what you have made a decision. Okay. So what I'm seeing is someone has made a decision not to walk away from something because someone has realized that there is empowerment, that instead of just focusing on running away or getting away from something, you focus more on where you want to end up. So you're not running from something or walking away from something else. It's just that the thing that you're walking towards is worth more of your effort, attention, and nurturing. So I see someone who's walking towards something brighter and more positive and more hopeful and more joyful and more abundant and more rewarding. And that is even in terms of, this is something that you've been planning for a while. So this is something that somebody, and it's something that you feel is just the right thing to do. So I see someone who is in a situation where you feel like the best thing to do for you and your future is to walk towards this goal that you set, which includes walking away from things that have burned you out emotionally, things that were toxic energies to you in the past, things that were hurtful, things that made you feel clingy, things that made you feel unsettled, things that made you feel anxious, things that got you nerves, that kept you up at night. The things. So I see someone who's walking away from these types of energies, and they're walking away, and they're looking at how they can avoid entering into those situations in themselves, and that required a lot of internal reflection. So with this Ace of Swords, I'm seeing someone who is very intellectually smart, like you are definitely with it. Like you are a smart person. And whatever situation you're walking away from, some of this, I feel like somebody had some guilt, maybe from some beliefs that they held, that they needed to stay in a particular situation because it was the right thing to do, maybe in a relationship, or maybe it was someone you had a child with, or maybe it was at a job because the money was good, or maybe it was at a job because you could do it for now and it just turned into something where you were stuck at, or maybe it was, whatever it was, it's something that you thought was right at the time, and times have changed. So times are always changing. And I see someone who's given themselves the freedom to let themselves change their mind, because everything else around us changes. And the one thing that you can change that will change everything else in your life is your mind. You can always change your mind about something. So I see someone who's taken the power to say, I'm making the choice to change my mind. And I'm walking towards things that are more aligned to my goals, more aligned to my manifestations, more aligned to my dreams and visions. And I see someone who has that vision board. And if you don't have a vision board, I see someone who's starting to make it. I see someone who's realizing that they are a visual learner. And I see someone who's realizing that, hey, I need to get out more. I have a sense of exploration. I see someone who's like, I need to spend more time outdoors. I'm going to make the choice to take better care of myself. I'm going to make the choice to go on a trip. I see someone planning a road trip right now. I see someone planning some form of travel, and it's a form of soul searching and discovery. So what's going on right now is wherever you are in your life, and among those threads that were resonating with you, the choices that you're going to make going forward, they need to be made from the space of what keeps your heart light, and the things that you want to keep making sure that you're moving towards more of what you want in your life, instead of running away from things you want less of. Move towards the more. Don't just run away from the less. Move towards the more. Don't just run away from the less. And I know that sounds capitalistic in nature, but when I'm talking about more, I'm talking about peace. I'm talking about unity. I'm talking about love. I'm talking about harmony. Of course, if you need money for material stability, God will bless you with money. Source is going to bless you with the things that you need. And that's just because you're a child of the universe. And I see that someone is definitely going to have more success in their life, because as you follow your plan, you're following the things that God, source, has put inside of you. And that's the plan you're making. That's where your plans are coming from. And that's why I know they'll succeed. So again, take it as it resonates, and press that like button, press that follow button. And let's get one more card from the Oracle and finish the reading and see what actions or advice we have with choices. A chance in the wind. Yep. So what I'm seeing right now is somebody is about to okay, so Source is saying put that faith into exercise. Trust that you are a 3-in-1. So this card is the number 12 one, and that reduces to 3. And what I am seeing is that Source is saying this is an opportunity for you to co-create. So even though you have been in those dark emotions and dark feelings, and I see someone who's feeling anxious and maybe depressed, but the sun is starting to come up, Source is saying take this opportunity and ride that wave, because you know how hard it is sometimes to get yourself on that positive vibration. And Source is saying, take opportunity every time they come up. Take every opportunity that you have to check that your perception that you are staying in the moment. Take every opportunity that you have to be receptive to your intuitive feelings. Take every opportunity that you have to try to understand where your emotions are coming from and what they are a response to, and take that opportunity to take all of that understanding to make the choices that are going to keep taking you towards the brighter future that you want in your heart and that you're planning and dreaming for. So that's the reading that I have for you today. Please take it as it resonates. Press that like button, press that follow button, share with somebody you care about, and I will see you next time.